Welcome to Developer's Edge. We continue talking to some amazing people in our community, and today's guest is sensational. So happy to welcome Mike Kasprzak, who's co-founder, co-creator of the game jam community, Ludum Dare. Hey Mike, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's really great to talk to you. We've been doing some awesome things with you and your site. How did a career in computers lead to the creation of Ludum Dare?
Well, I also was really big into video games. So most of the time it was, I'm on my own. I was building games anyway. I grew up with a Commodore 64, which is a relatively old computer by today's standards. But the nice thing about that is you turn the computer on and you can start writing code immediately and, programming simple little games. So it was very, very great or very easy to start building something and just getting into making programs that do things like little games and whatnot. And that just followed me through my entire life. I was building little games until I found myself looking for work, and I got a job in the games industry, making games for Game Boy and game consoles. And we do that, and in doing the game day job, you're typically given other projects to work on. You'll have a license, say like a popular kids franchise to build a game based on, and this sort of thing. And you kind of crave that time when you had more freedom to build what you wanted to create. And so a friend of mine made a kind of a forum post that said, "Hey, who wants to come together and try making games from scratch in 24 hours?" And I was like, okay, that's insane. I'm in. And it kind of all started from there. Just this insane idea of we're going to try making games, and we're going to do it in really short amount of time. And it was fun. And a lot of us fell in love with this from the very beginning.
So I'm a developer, an aspiring game developer, a professional game developer. What can I expect to happen during a game jam?
The way we operate is that we announce a theme at the start of the event. That's part of how our event works. The community comes together, makes suggestions for what game are we going to base a game on for kind of an inspiration, a place to start. So given the theme, you're like, okay, you have 48 hours or 72 hours to build something from scratch, from the ground up. And it's very frantic. It's not a lot of time. Like, games are typically made in years sometimes. Like any big popular AAA game has often been in development for like 4, maybe more years. And we're like, no, let's do this in a few days because why not? And as it turns out, it's actually kind of doable. But you do have to approach things differently. Like you're not going to be, having the most complicated AI per se. You're not going to have you're not going to necessarily build an MMO with like hundreds of thousands of users or the most complicated combat system or whatnot. You'll have to kind of distill things to their essentials. Keeping in mind what you can make, what you can make work, and you have to test it. You have to make sure this is actually fun. Well, you can find fun in a lot of things, but you need to make sure it actually comes together as something. So it's like what can you expect is basically a lot of work, but it's incredibly rewarding, like having something to show by the end. And with all of us coming together, building games in a short period of time, it's very encouraging. Rather than trying to independently motivate yourself to do this, it's like we're all going to do this, and your buddy's doing it, and you're like, okay, you know what? I gotta push hard and make this happen because we all want to play each other's games and such, and it's really exciting.
You've been doing this for so long, thousands of developers, thousands of games. What's the most exciting thing that you've seen emerge from this effort and from this community?
I can't say that one specific game is better than the rest or whatnot. That would be unfair of me. But we've seen tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of games come out of the event at this point. So I shouldn't play favorites. This is it's like dad can't play favorite for the kids. That's against the rules. But when folks they build their game and they decide, okay, I built something really cool, I want to take it to the next level. So they will take their Ludum Dare game, either continue working on it or rebuild a more fantastical version of it that then becomes a commercial product on like PlayStation or on Steam or at many different places. So like that's the thing that always really excites me, is when I see like something that started with us, or rather when I discover that something started with us and became this phenomenon. Like, I'm just always blown away by that, because yeah, we see so many games come out of our site now that I don't even, I often find out late that, oh, that was a Ludum Dare game, what? And that's always so cool. That's like, oh, this game I love. Oh wait, there's a Ludum Dare version, or there's the seed of it you can find over here. And I just love that we have become kind of part of this process that folks use for just finding ideas. A couple days, to do a game jam with us is so much less of a commitment than spending years and whatnot. But when you find that magic and you run with it, it's like, wow, I love what people do. It's honestly, I'm just thrilled that we're part of that.
Your website plays a huge role in supporting your community. How does it feature and function for participants before, during, and after your events?
We have our common blog feed, if you will, of folks sharing progress and of their games as they're building them and as they go. And as a community, we encourage folks to say, hey, okay, Ludum Dare's coming up. What are you doing? Like, are you going to use Unity? Are you going to use another new tool that you'd never used before? Talk about your process. Like, what are you planning to do this upcoming weekend? And encourage folks to communicate about that, saying, hey, I'm going to build a game. I'm going to use this tool, and folks get to come in and say, hey, I've done that before, or hey, you should check this out. And so we're there to kind of facilitate this communication of folks, getting into it and starting to build things. So at the beginning, we do that part, and during the event, once we've announced the theme that's happening, people start building their games, and they're making blog posts to share progress. You can hit the website anytime during a Ludum Dare event and constantly see people sharing new things. It's really, really cool there. And but as they finish, they submit the game to our website, and the website will let them browse the submissions. We do say, finish your game first and then start playing games, because we want you to actually have a game to show off. And once you do that, you become part of our player pool. And when you're inside the player pool, you get to play and leave ratings and feedback on other people's games. And if you leave someone feedback and give them some ratings, our little algorithm and the magic in the behind will prioritize your game, so people will find you more easily. And everyone is sent to our game browser page during this phase of the event after you've submitted, and we're playing each other's games, and people are getting feedback. And that's something that a lot of folks really love about what we do, is the fact that we can bring attention to a game that you've built. Just it's a bit of a trade. You give feedback, and you will receive feedback, and that's something that a lot of folks really appreciate.
What's your all-time favorite game?
For me, stuff that comes to mind that is unforgettable for me. There was a video game adaptation of William Gibson's novel Neuromancer. It's very loosely connected to it, and it's this really kind of ugly and clunky sort of game, but I still love it. It's the oddest sort of thing. Imagine a text adventure, but you can also, you've got the two worlds. You got the world of the outside, and then the world inside the computer with the lights and glowing and whatnot. It's not that fancy looking, but this is the idea there, and that's a game that always inspired me.
Mike, it's been awesome having you on Developer's Edge, getting to know you a bit more. I know my team and I have had a great experience working with you through our partnership, and it really shows in your dedication to innovation and how you bring such a great gaming competition to this wonderful community that you have. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us today on Developer's Edge. If you like the conversation, be sure to subscribe and check out our other series. For additional content, tune in to the Developer's Edge podcast, available on Google, Spotify, and Apple. Until next time, take care, and we'll talk again soon.